Upstanding for the arrival of Dr. the Honorable Stedman Fuller, Custos Rotalorum for the parish of Kingston. Thank you. You may be seated. Dr. the Honorable Stedman Arthur Ridout Fuller, Member of the Order of Distinction in the rank of Commander, Justice of the Peace, Custos Rotalorum for the parish of Kingston. The Honorable Mrs. Justice Sonia Bertram Linton, Puisne Judge of the Supreme Court of Judicature of Jamaica. Ms. Paula Llewellyn, CDKC, former Director of Public Prosecutions and our guest speaker. Members of the Board of the Justices of the Peace of Jamaica Kingston Association and representatives of the parish of Kingston, representatives of the Office of the Custos, family, friends, well-wishers here and joining us online, members of the media, and of course, the reason we are all here today, JP candidates for the parish of Kingston. Good morning. Let's do that again. Good morning. Good morning. That sounds better. My name is Malik Kelly. I'm an attorney at law and chairman of the Justices of the Peace of Jamaica Kingston Association, and I will serve as your chair for this commissioning exercise this morning. Now, the French writer and philosopher Voltaire reminds us that with great power comes great responsibility. And today is an exciting day for you all, as you, approximately 70 JP candidates, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, having crossed the hurdles of getting a call back about your application, to then being scrutinized in the interview. I remember seeing some of the faces, the makeup won't fool me today. Then meeting of the minds of others who we know are also here for the right reasons like you are, went through the training process. And now today, having successfully completed all of these steps, you are on the cusp of becoming a Justice of the Peace, though for Jamaica, with responsibility for the parish of Kingston. This exercise, Exhibit 1, is a public acknowledgement by you colleagues through your oath or affirmation today to assume a key role within our society as Justices of the Peace. This is serious business. You publicly declare to your families, friends, colleagues, and the world over your willingness to serve and sacrifice. Say it with me. Serve and sacrifice. Your time, your talent, and your skill set to your parish and your country, Jamaica, land we love. But you also, in the presence of the Custos Rotalorum for the parish of Kingston, and I'll tell you about him, he has a very, very good photographic memory. He gets to mark your faces properly today and know who his JPs are and whether you're doing work or you're not doing work. So that is why we have you here today, and not in a Zoom room where you can turn off your camera or say the internet isn't working. He's able to publicly see your faces today and know who his Justices of the Peace are, and know that they will work. Nod your heads in agreement. Excellent. So you have just a few seconds left before we commence to determine now or forevermore whether you want to take on this awesome responsibility. So Leighton Grace, you can leave the door open for just a few more seconds. The door is open now, because if you're not going to do the work, now is the time to jolt away. This is serious business. You must be wondering, what is this young boy who still looks like he has milk on the side of his mouth saying? But you'll come to realize, my dear colleagues, that being a Justice of the Peace is blind to age, gender, religion, race, or station in life. The commonality, say it with me, the commonality that binds us is that we are to be people of unquestionable integrity. Those who seek to promote and protect the rights of individuals, community leaders, and servants. We serve, not the other way around. So as we go through this exercise this morning, I charge you to reflect on your why. Why are you here? And I'm still leaving the door open. Because this is serious business. Let this exercise remind you of the higher call to service that has been placed upon your lives individually and collectively, that you are committing yourselves to today and forevermore. I know I may have made it seem like a daunting experience, but through the community and fraternity of support you have here in this parish of Kingston, the support will help you a very long way to ensuring you are prepared to settle into this new journey. So remember your why, sit back, relax, and enjoy the commissioning exercise of the Justices of the Peace of Kingston on this, the 19th day of March in the year of our Lord 2026 at the Leslie Rideout Hall in the parish of Kingston. I thank you. At this time, we cannot go any further without invoking the presence of God in our midst, and I invite Mrs. Dana de Montenac, Justice of the Peace candidate, to bring prayers.
Good morning. Grace and peace to our Custos Retolorum, Dr. Stedman Fuller. Thank you. Let us pray. Father, in the name of Jesus, we come before you this morning, thanking you so much for the choice that you have made this day. For all of my candidates, my colleagues, all of the esteemed members, Father, cover us right now with your grace, your peace, your mercy. Father, let your love shine through us in this very, very important role that you have blessed us with. You've not made your choice, the choices here, in vain, Lord. We will go forth and we will do and make sure that the country of Jamaica is proud in our doing. Father, give us the strength and the courage to uplift our individual communities. Father, let us be continually without reproach. Let our integrity be steadfast in you. Cover us, anoint us, sanctify us for your work. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Thank you so much. Now we will move to invite the Honorable Stedman Arthur Rideout Fuller, member of the Order of Distinction in the rank of Commander and Justice of the Peace, Custos Rotolorum for the parish of Kingston. Now, Dr. the Honorable Stedman Fuller is Chairman and Managing Director of the Kingston Bookshop, an entrepreneur and philanthropist extraordinaire. I'm sure if you have followed or even tried to follow a scintilla of his philanthropy, you'd have left the world in a better place than you are in today. He was commissioned as Custos Rotolorum for the parish of Kingston since February 25th, 2010. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, please make welcome the Honorable Custos.
Thank you so much, Chairman Malik Kelly, and you might be thinking that there's breast milk still on his mouth because of his look, but he's a mature and senior member of the legal fraternity. Members of the Justice of the Peace of Jamaica Kingston chapter, the executive, our distinguished guest speaker is in the premises, but she's caught up and should be here very shortly. That is Miss Paula Llewellyn. Family members and friends of the candidates to be commissioned for the parish of Kingston, JPs in training, a pleasant good morning to you all. It's good to see you. I think I saw some of you on the virtual space, but it's good to put a face or an entire body rather than a head or a top torso to this exercise. So I welcome you here today in your form that we all can see. I want to thank the justices who have worked tirelessly and late yesterday to get this place in order for this commissioning today. I want to thank the chairman for giving my organization some free advertisement. Kingston Bookshop. This is where, when we have physical training, most of them happen. But when you go online, of course, I don't get to see you. So I've made, you're all in my contacts, don't worry. Every one of you presently is in my phone. If you get my number and dial it, I'll answer you by your name. And so by the time we'd have finished this exercise, you'd have had a group called Church of the Peace, March 2026. That's where we'll be, and therefore we're able to talk together from time to time, because this training, you know, in my introduction, acknowledgement, how could I have left out acknowledging my lady, Miss Sonia Bertram Linton? Ever since I became Custos, my first choice for trainer is Mrs. Sonia Bertram Linton, because I think in another life she ought to be a teacher. You know, she exudes all the qualities of a teacher, and I know that because my first stint in life was a teacher from the Jamaica University College. But today the focus is on you, 70 all of you, men and women who are about to be commissioned as Justice of the Peace for the parish of Kingston. And let me say from the outset, this is a very proud moment. I can see it in your faces, I can see it in the way you dress, I can see it in your anticipation. It's a proud moment. You have been carefully selected. You were not just put forward lightly, and you were certainly not approved casually. You would have recalled majority of you had to come for an interview. And that was conducted by very senior justices who looked for the qualities that we are asked to find in young justices. You see, we are expected to recommend to the Governor General persons of unquestionable integrity. And the chairman says all you need is to have that. But there are also a few other little things. For example, you have to be over 23. And if you come to me at 70 to be appointed as a JP, you have to do me some flips to tell me that you are fit enough. Can you welcome Ms. Paula Llewellyn if she comes here? Yes. So I was saying, apart from being a person of unquestionable integrity, you have to be 23, and the regulation says that if you come to me at 70 to be Commissioner JP, you'll have to do some flips for me to tell me that you are fit enough. Each of you has demonstrated qualities that suggest You are capable of serving at a very important level in our society. But having said that, let me say this. Today is not just about recognition. It's about responsibility. In Jamaica, sometimes we feel and place a lot of emphasis on titles. We like the sound of them, and we like how they look behind our names. And if we're not careful, we can begin to see the title as the achievement. JP. Matters close. But the truth is, the title JP is not the achievement. It is the assignment. You are called to service. And it's an assignment you have voluntarily accepted. We didn't come to search you out. You have come and said that I want to be a JP. The Office of the Justice of the Peace sits at the very base of our justice system. Long before a matter reaches the courtroom, it often passes through the hands of the Justice of the Peace. Long before a citizen encounters a judge, they may very well encounter you. The details will follow. That means in every real sense, you're the face of justice in your community. And so I say to you plainly, this role cannot be reduced to signing a few documents from time to time. You are now expected to be examples of fairness, of discipline, of good conduct. Simple things will matter. Simple things will matter. How you speak to people, how patient you are, how seriously you take your duties, whether you take the time to do things properly, or whether you rush through them. I've had people who rush through things already, and maybe years after, they're called to court to verify what they did because they didn't pay attention to what they do. These things will define your service far more than the title itself. I want to encourage you not to underestimate the impact of what you may seem like small acts. For you, it may be just a document. For someone else, it may be a job opportunity, a school application, a chance to move forward in life. And they want the JP genuinely and honestly to authenticate to it. For you, it may be just a few minutes of your time. For someone else, it may mean everything. You take a minute to do something, but that sets up a person for their career. It's important that you do it right. So never treat your role as routine. Every interaction matters. Let me say this as well. You are now part of a body of justices in the peace in the parish of Kingston. We have committees, which I think by the time you're finished here, the chairman and others will tell you about. We visit lockups. We go to prisons. We care for persons with the Care and Compassion Committee. We do restorative justice. We do child diversion. And what my lady, Sonia Bertram-Linton, did with you, she did the fundamentals of your course, which is 18 hours. But that's not the end of it. You'll be constantly doing training as you go along. So, your being a JP calls for integrity, fairness, availability, and judgment. You must be kind to people and persons whose signature can be trusted without question. Because make no mistake, when you affix your signature to a document, you are not just signing your name. You are lending your credibility, your character, and the authority of the justice system to that document. In a society like ours, hope I'm not taking away Miss Paula Loren's speech. But she's so erudite and has so many things to say that I'm sure I won't be intruding on her script. I'd like people to say, and be able to say, if a Justice of the Peace signs something, I can rely on it. Let me remind you that from today, whether you like it or not, you will be seen differently after I would have had the pleasure of calling you a justice. So I charge you today. I charge you when I would have commissioned you, because right now you're still Justice of the Peace in waiting. Do not wear the office lightly. Do not treat it casually. Do not reduce it to a convenience. Instead, serve with integrity, serve with humility, serve with genuine commitment to the people of this country. And if you do that, then when your time of service is complete, you will not just would have held the title of Justice of the Peace, you would have honored it. I congratulate you and wish you every success as you take up your duties. May God bless you, and may God bless Jamaica.
Another round of applause for the Honorable Custos Rotolorum. No, you know, I didn't even get to properly comment and tell you, you all look very nice down there. Give yourselves a round of applause. You know, as a JP for the parish of Kingston, and I still say that, you know, the law says we're JPs now for the island of Jamaica, but I still say Kingston, the lawyer in me. Because when you sign things, you still need to put Kingston beside it. Because the people need to know where to find it. They're not going to search all 14 parishes on the list on the ministry's website. So that's a pro tip from now, still put your Kingston. But you know, we the JPs in the parish of Kingston, I dare say, are the standard that other parishes must follow. Agreed? Oh, no, sound like I agree, Beto. And so our first impressions always last in how we put ourselves together, in how we show up. And those are critical elements of being a top-class JP. I know we had rain this morning and other struggles, but time is important. The way you appear is important because first impressions last. Agreed? So keep these things in mind as you prepare yourselves for this service. You know, I believe as well, having also played a part in the interviewing and shortlisting process, that the crop of JPs that Custos sends us out there to assist him in finding are talented people. They don't just come to sign documents. They have other skill sets. You agree? Agree. You don't sound like you agree, man. Do you agree? Agree. And this cadre of justices of the peace candidates, I'm sure, have just as many talented persons as who are currently serving. So at this time, please help me welcome from your numbers Miss Katisha Smith to grace us with a musical item.
Honorable Custos, our distinguished guests, my fellow candidates, good morning, everyone. Good morning. I have been tasked to provide entertainment, and I do hope that you will be entertained.
A day to give the best
certainly do better than that. Thank you, Katisha. I see we have another member for the revived JPJ Chorale, Leighton. And we have to maybe have a JP Got Talent concert as well. So you see, we're a very skilled group of justices. I'm sure you'd like that as well. Now, an event of this nature could not have been executed without a team, because together everyone achieves. Excellent. And I'd just like to acknowledge very quickly the members of my board. Dr. Mark Gonzalez, Vice Chair. Can you come forward at the same time as well so that they can see you? Dr. Shelley Ibanks McGregor, Secretary. Mr. James McNeish, Treasurer. Please come forward. Assistant Treasurer April Abbott Bryan. Director of Communications, Mr. Andre Barnaby. Immediate past Chair, Mrs. Cynthia Cook, Member of the Order of Distinction in the rank of Officer Leighton Jones, and Grace Chinloy Orelu. Where is she? Director of Events. These are the faces of some of the members of the board for the year 2026-2027. Custos, if you could join us for a quick photo up. So as you see, JP is a good mixture of youth and experience, and experience and wisdom. And so another pro tip I'll give you as well is when you get involved, nod your head this way. Come here, mark the face then. Engage with a mentor, a senior justice of the peace or experienced justice of the peace, before they beat me for calling them old, who can guide you. As Custos says, if you're unsure, ask questions. You're never too bold or too proud to not ask questions. And we're here to guide and support and mentor you along the way. But I want at this time as well, because we're a very busy association, because I did say to you, we are the best chapter. The Poppy Appeal is a critical or staple event on our events calendar annually. And at this time, I'll invite JP Leighton Jones to come and give us a brief cameo about the event that's coming up, so that our candidates can be advised and put themselves in good order to attend the musical feast that you have in store for them. Please make him welcome.
Good morning, everyone, and I stand on the protocols already established. I take this opportunity to share with you the Poppy Appeal concert that will be staged by the JPJ Kingston Association. Will be on April 12 at the Christ Church 6 Antrim Road in Vineyard Town. Of course, we do things in quite nice, fine style. And so we'll be seeing in performance the Jamaica Military Band, of course supported by the Jamaica Youth Chorale, top soprano in Jamaica, Lori Burnett, and also the Tivoli High Dance Troupe. It's only $3,500. So what we ask you to do is each of you, as best as possible, purchase a ticket, come on, join us, and if it is that your organization is able to purchase tickets, please leave that information with us so we can send an official letter to your organization. We have them purchase those tickets accordingly, all right? But your first event is on Sunday. We have our annual church service right at the same church. That's Christ Church, 6 Antrim Road, Vineyard Town, and that's on Sunday, March 22. We begin at 9 a.m. and we look forward to seeing you join us. All right, before you leave, of course, we have our poppy tins at the back, so please feel free to make a donation. Thank you.
Thank you, JP Leighton. At this time, I'd like you to help me welcome my mentor. Dr. Paulette Francis McGregor is an educator extraordinaire, principal of the Ligani Prep School, a premier early childhood education institution here in the corporate area, and she still finds time while nurturing young minds to also be a Lion, a member of the Lions Club of St. Andrew, my apologies, and a senior justice of the peace for the parish of Kingston, having previously served as chairman of the Lay Magistrates Association of Jamaica, Kingston chapter. Please make her welcome to introduce our guest speaker.
Honorable Custos of Kingston, Honorable Stedman Fuller, Dr. Stedman Fuller. Oh yes, I remember. Malik Kellier, Chairman. Okay, yes, let's start again. Honorable Stedman Fuller, Custos Rotalorum for the parish of Kingston. Honorable Paula Llewellyn, and I'm speaking it into being. Former Deputy Public Prosecution. And might I tell you that we have a special set of persons here, the incoming Justices of the Peace. They are the reason why we are here this morning, and we welcome you especially. Thank you so much. Well, this task is very, very important to me. Why? Because I personally have known Lady Llewellyn for quite a long time, and my son is actually in love with her, right? Yes. Because when he graduated from law school, he was placed at the Office of the Public Prosecution, and he came on quite excited. He says, "Mommy, this person knows everything about everything." And he had the pleasure of seeing her in court one morning. And he said she took off her shoes in court, you know, "Mommy, can you imagine?" Yes. Because she said she had to be grounded. Yes. So she spoke, and he was very impressed. But let me go to my task at hand. This morning's guest speaker is an ambassador for the justice and a pioneer for women in the criminal justice system. Miss Paula Vanessa Llewellyn was appointed as the first female Director of Public Prosecutions. And that was in 2008. A post she retired from in 2025. Following her appointment as DPP, she was elevated to the inner bar, King's Council, now King's Council, it was Queen's Council, now King's Council, and conferred with the Order of Distinction in the rank of Commander, CD, for her years in the public service. Ms. Llewellyn received her legal education at the University of the West Indies and the Norman Manley Law School. She has over 40 years of experience as a criminal law litigator, having prosecuted complex criminal cases, some of which were an exceptional public interest in courts of different jurisdictions. Ms. Llewellyn also served as an associate tutor in criminal practice and procedure at the Norman Manley Law School, where she also conducted as a guest lecturer. In 2025, she was appointed a notary public for the island of Jamaica and is also a trained parish court mediator. Ms. Llewellyn has one daughter and attends the St. Mary's Anglican Church. She's also a member of the Toastmaster General Club and believes that professionalism and excellence must be at the head of service to all fellow citizens. This special lady, we ask you to welcome her with all your might. Please make her welcome.
to see you too. Honorable Custos, Madam Puny Judge of the Supreme Court. You see this gentleman here, I don't even know what to call him. Should I say my son? His mother has given me permission to refer to him every now and again as my son, Mr. Malik Kelly, JP. And to all of you, should I say, justices of the peace to be commissioned and your family and well-wishers. I was saying to Custos, and of course, Mrs. Fuller, we go way back. In fact, I have been here before at an occasion such as this, and it's always my pleasure. Of course, not only does the whole world know my age, but in fact, I had one of my friends from school days say, Paul, I'm going to stop going around with you now because we went to school together, and you love to say, oh, we went to high school together. The whole world now knows your age. They don't need to know mine. So stop saying that. But yes, I retired last year in September after 17 years as DPP. And it was the privilege of my life to have given that sort of public service at the highest level. But you know, everywhere I go now, you know, as sometimes I'm dressed in jeans and a shirt, I'm going to give you a joke. I said to my CPOs, close protection detail, you know, I put on the stockings and high heel, and I hope my feet don't tremble too much because I'm no longer accustomed to wearing it every day. But a lot of people will say, come up to me and say, Miss Llewellyn, thank you for your service. And you are looking so well rested. Whereupon I will say, I didn't realize I was looking so popped out. When I was DPP, I thought, as a gentleman said to me in the supermarket, Miss Llewellyn, I love your smile. What a way the stress agrees with you. So, I am here, but that burning desire that I've always had as a servant of the public will always remain. So, when I got the invitation, I did not hesitate to be here. And this is my first conversation, I'm going to call it, that I'll be having with justices of the peace to be commissioned since I have retired. Next week I'm supposed to be in Hanover, but I told Custos that I will tell, is it Dr. Clark down there, that Custos first thing. Right? But it is my pleasure. You know, as a public servant, because technically that is what you're all going to become as justices of the peace. A servant of the public. You will face temptations to do the wrong thing. You will face frustration because you have to deal with the human condition, and it is not easy. You will face challenges and the vicissitudes of life, which are the inevitable consequence of the process of living. Note I say the process of living, not existing, because I take the, should I say, the mode of conduct from my father, who died 3 or 4 years ago at the age of 99. And that it took the view that as long as you live, he was Mr. Lou, you must live, not exist. Imagine in his 80s and his early 90s, I would visit him after church on a Sunday. And I never forget, he said to me, you know, Paula, My knees, man. My knees hurting me. I said, Daddy, you're 90. It's arthritis. People in their 30s, 40s have arthritis. So don't complain. But he believed in being engaged in life, notwithstanding the disability that he came to suffer. So you, all of you, have to be commended that although you have busy lives doing your day jobs or evening jobs, as the case may be, nonetheless, you have taken the step to step up to the plate as a citizen of this wonderful country, Jamaica land we love, in order to serve in another capacity. It was Ralph Waldo Emerson who said, that's the great American poet, that the purpose of life is not to be happy. It is to be useful, to be honorable, to be compassionate, to have it make some difference. That you have lived and lived well. And I rather like the quote. I would only modify it slightly that you would hope that sometimes you would get to be happy. But in fact, the whole issue of being useful, being honorable, compassionate, and there I would take it to mean having emotional intelligence, having sympathy, having empathy, that if you have all these things, you can make a difference in the lives of your fellow man or woman. I have known what it is like, certainly as a prosecutor and as DPP, when sometimes you get frustrated at the fact that you are being misunderstood. You have sought to bring clarity, to be transparent, to be accountable, and at the end of the day you get a battering for it. But as I was just saying to Judge and encouraging her, the concept of being mentally tough and having testicular fortitude must burn bright in all parts of your body. Once you are doing public service, you cannot give up, because it is a right and noble thing to go through the fire for a just cause. And that just cause is service to the public. Sometimes it is thankless. In fact, many times it is thankless. But I used to say, for every 5 persons who are going to be thankless, you have 100 who will thank you. It's just part of dealing with the human condition. So, embrace everything that goes with the service of the public, and don't ever allow yourself to be persuaded to be cynical, because I'm here to say that if you're going to be cynical and you're not going to do your best, get out of it. Tell the Custos that you don't want to be commissioned. But once you are going to be commissioned, it means that you are going to give off your best. Unfortunately, the ubiquitous media, electronic and otherwise, social media, while we celebrate the wonderful constitutional right to freedom of expression, at the same time, words can be even worse than a sword or a gun, because it can hurt you, it can bite you, it can traumatize you, and it attaches, if it lives in your head, it can almost be cancerous in terms of the toxicity and the negativity. And that is why you have to be mentally tough. You have to retain a sense of humor. You have to have fixity of purpose. You have to be able to self-actualize, self-motivate. You have to strive to be competent. You have to have faith in God, or whosoever it is that you worship as a higher power. But what you can never do when you are in service of the public is to ever give up or give substandard service. Now, I'm going to go to a question that I always like to throw out on occasions like this. Because I want to leave here today confident that the public interest will be well served by all you beautiful women and handsome men sitting in this room. Yes, Custos, it's not just you who are handsome. But I see here several people that I know, and they're, all right, almost as handsome as you are. Isn't that so? Where's Mrs. Fuller? I'll ask her later. Now, I say to all of you, perhaps rhetorically, will the public interest in Jamaica be well and truly and sincerely served by each and every one of you within your respective communities, and ultimately to the benefit of Jamaica land we love? I'm asking that question. Yes. You know, that happened to me once when I was addressing a jury, and I was in full flight, and I posed what was a rhetorical question. It was a case where 3 girls had murdered another girl because she refused to join their gang. And there was an elderly gentleman on the jury. And when I parroted this well-known song, "Who is the bigger boss?" and I said, the accused was trying to go on as if she was the bigger boss. Who is the bigger boss? And lo and behold, as I did like this, juror number 2, the elderly gentleman, pointed to himself and mouthed, "I am the bigger boss." Yes, Malik, I'm telling you, Judge, I was stopped in my tracks. You know, stopped in my tracks. But to continue, I have asked the question, and don't worry, I have no powers of telepathy, and I see 1 or 2 people squirming in their seats, but I shouldn't use the word squirming, you're just trying to settle yourself. But I have every confidence, I believe, that it is not because you would have a negative answer to the question posed. Each and every one of you recognize that by being here, by being commissioned, allowing yourself to be commissioned, by taking that seal, you are going into a bond of trust, not only with the Custos, but with yourselves as colleague JPs, and most importantly, with the public of Jamaica. The public interest, I believe, simply means the interest of the public. But unlike the quintessential public servant, that is the civil servant, none of you are empowered to receive remuneration of any kind once you have been commissioned. I listened to what Custos said and a little bit of what Malik said, and I endorse everything, and it doesn't bear repeating because you have been taught, I'm sure, by George. You see it in the media, you have heard it, so you are aware. But then I say to myself, having been a prosecutor and having come across unethical justices of the peace, one of whom I remembered I had to cross-examine, and it was not a pleasant experience for him. And why does it happen that although persons know the right thing to do, nonetheless, they are not able to say for some reason, "Get thee behind me, Satan." Let me say it again. Get thee behind me, Satan. So this is why you have to have that mental toughness, that stick-to-itiveness, that fixity of purpose to do the right thing. You have to have that will, which becomes a part of your DNA in public service, to do the right thing and do your best. So here it is, that if it is that you are feeling shaky or you're not sure, as Malik and the Custos has said, seek a guide and mentor. You know, there's a reason why you have this saying. I think it's from the Bible. Pride goeth before a fall. And I have my little saying, an excess of ego will neutralize your common sense. I cannot understand why people, I don't know if it's because some people tend to be, you know, Custos, rank obsessed, why they are afraid to show that they don't know or they are not sure. They don't seem to understand that if it is that you seek assistance or guidance, even if you may not like what the person is saying, but it gives your will, it gives your brain, it gives your whole being an opportunity, perhaps to be nudged, to have a man in the mirror moment with yourself, and to think in a particular way, which will perhaps help your judgment to be better informed so that you can do the right thing in your case as a justice of the peace. And it's one thing I have always, well, I had a great mentor. Well, I had my mother, and she passed while I was a deputy, and then my great mentor-in-law, Mrs. Justice Marva McIntosh, always taught me, and to this day we speak every now and again, that it is so important, that whole issue of allowing yourself to be mentored even when you believe you have achieved everything, because you're only human. And when last I checked, during the season of Lent, the only perfect human being was who? Jesus Christ. And none of us have that name, or you are that person. So, speaking for myself, and I always tell people, I'm your humble servant. I am a most imperfect human being, but I continue to try my best in respect of what I am doing. And T.D. Jakes, I remember he said something once, and I quite liked it, that when you are facing challenges, you must allow yourself to be anointed by the challenges. So in the same way the gentleman said to me, "Boy, Miss Lynn, I like your smile. But what a way the stress agree with you." That is me making sure that all the challenges, and it was not easy. In fact, I think, Malik, after 41 years, I don't think I'm looking too bad. I'm not looking pop down after having to deal with all that stress. And it is because when I look back and reflect, I truly loved being a public servant. I loved my job. I loved mentoring. I loved being in the joust with some members of the media. I loved having to make the judgment between the court of public opinion and the court of law. But above all, I loved being a public servant. And when I would speak to gatherings like this, I'm looking at you, the beautiful women, the handsome men. It would help to inspire me, to remind me why I'm going through the fire. It is because when I come out of it, I will be a better public servant to give service above self to my fellow Jamaicans. Don't be like the juror that I met in the Donald Zeeks case that I prosecuted. And you know, you have the arraignment, which is where you plea, and then plead the accused on the indictment, and then the processing of empaneling the jury commences. Lo and behold, it is the attorneys, whether the prosecutor or the defense attorney, who is supposed to say, challenge Crown, because you don't want that particular juror, as they come take up the Bible to be sworn, or challenge defense. Lo and behold, I think it might have been juror number 3 or number 4, when she goes up, she takes up the Bible. She looks at the judge and says, "Challenge, my lord, challenge." So, of course, I just took her off because clearly she didn't want to be there. You know, she did not want to be there. So you don't be like that particular juror, or like the juror I met in Clarendon. Elderly gentleman, not that elderly, he looks like about, oh my goodness, I'm that age now. I'm now that age. Okay, he looked like about my age group, but he didn't look as well kept as I am, right? And lo and behold, the registrar is reading the oath. It's, well, supposed to ask him to take the oath. So you can either read it, or he can read it for you and you repeat after him. And he told the court he didn't carry his glasses, so he can't read the fine print. Registrar came and told the judge. He said, "All right, Madam Registrar, just recite the oath so that he can hear you and recite it also." And when she started to do that, he just kept on, as if he was straining. He said, "I'm not hearing you. I'm not hearing you. What? What you say?" And then the registrar left the jury box, which would be where I am, and went to the judge, who would be where Custos or judge is sitting, and whispered about what is happening. And the judge, in a low voice, said, "All right, just tell him loudly that he's excused." Before the registrar could come back, he said, "Thank you, my lord." I saw it. I saw it. I said, "Now look at that." So here again, you are being commissioned as justices of the peace. Do not walk that insincere path, because clearly the gentleman wanted to get out of jury duty. So he decided to pull a fast one. And the court had to take him at his word. Ayanna Van Zandt, in her book, Acts of Faith, Daily Meditations for People of Color, says, "You can do any good thing you want to do with the right adjustments of your thoughts and actions. Do not allow cynicism or frustration or demotivation to overwhelm you. You are not entitled to any remuneration as justices of the peace, and be aware, very self-aware, in being able to use your experience and assess persons who may be talking to you in code. Be aware of what they're saying, but be even more aware of what they are not saying, but they are leaving you to telepathically pick it up. Don't go in that direction, because the same person who attempts to bribe you, or to give you some form of remuneration, is the first person to go and tell either a police officer, a lawyer, or somebody else to say, "Look at her now, walking in her big heel boot. Go and think she's nice. You know, say, I gave her so and so and so, and she knows she's not supposed to take it." And then you will have a body of people who will look at you. In fact, you, in a man in the mirror moment, I hope, will look at yourself and say, "How could I?" So just don't do it. And again, you can't beat having good mentors. One or two older, more experienced persons who have seen life, who can, without you even saying it fully, they understand your indecision, they understand human frailty, they understand your vulnerability. For example, you may be going through a hard time financially. But what is important at the end of the day, and I'm going to wrap up now, is that you have the testicular fortitude, one of my favorite phrases, or the mental toughness, the self-discipline to do the right thing. Because your country needs you to be one of the good men and women. I'm not even going to put the word few. One of the good men and women who will stand up and be counted when it comes to integrity and doing the right thing. Ms. Van Zandt goes on to state that in many ancient African, Asian, and Native American traditions, a person's wealth is measured by the well-being of his or her children. Tradition mandates that you bring children into the world to continue your work and to make additional contributions to the good of the world. If you have no children, your wealth is measured by what you do. You are going to be unique because whether you have children or not, you are in communities where you can guide, mentor other members of your community by being a role model and an exemplar of what it means to do the right thing. She goes on to ask these questions. Do you sell good products? Do you create good crafts? Do you provide a good service? Do people speak well about you? Do people seek you out to obtain what you have? Do you deal with people honestly? Are you a person of your word? Are you dependable, reliable? Can you be trusted? All of those questions, anybody who has interacted with you at the end of the day must say, that is a person who epitomizes good product, good service, is trustworthy, is honest, is dependable, and is reliable. Remember, which is another favorite phrase of mine, your reputation is your greatest non-depreciating asset. So to each and every one of you, I say congratulations on your commissioning, and that this is a public testament that you are giving to the rest of us in Jamaica, that you are up to it, you are stepping up to the plate, and that you have the will, and you not only have the will, but you will also make sure that as a justice of the peace, you are an exemplar of probity, positive conduct, and integrity, and service above self. I would also commend to you this other quotation, which states that I am my greatest product, I am my greatest service. So each and every one of you, as justice of the peace, have to be prepared to stand proud and say to your communities, whether by conduct or by words, I take this duty and obligation very seriously. I know that as a citizen and giving this service, it is one of the pillars, I will be one of the pillars on which citizenship, positive citizenship, can be measured in Jamaica land we love. So I would say to you again, congratulations for stepping up to the plate, and remember, any challenge that you may face on your journey of doing the right thing as a justice of the peace, be anointed by it and let the stress of it agree with you. Thank you.
Another round of applause for Miss Paula Vanessa Llewellyn, King's Counsel. At this time, I'll invite one of your members, Mr. Campbell. Can you come and make a presentation to Ms. Llewellyn on our collective behalf? Thank you. Ms. Llewellyn, front and center, if you please. She likes plants, so we made sure to get her a plant. Oh, in front of the banner. Yes, please.
It gives me great pleasure to present this on behalf of the Justices of the Peace of Kingston, Union, and not on you.
And it gives me great pleasure to receive.
At this time, we're coming closer and closer to the moment you've all been waiting for. I'm going to invite the Honorable Custos, Rotalorm for the Parish of Kingston, to take you through the oath of office and oath of allegiance, followed by the presentation of your writs. So we'll start first with the persons who are taking the oath, then you sit, and the persons who will take the affirmation will go thereafter. So persons taking the oath, please stand at this time and have the Bible ready.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, an oath is a very serious thing. You take them and honor exactly what the oath says. All right, so we're going to have some persons who take the oath, and some other persons who will swear. So those of you who are standing to take the oath, make sure that you have your Bible in your right hand and you hold it halfway up your body or a little above your shoulder if you want. Right. So where you see the blank, you're going to fill your name and you're going to go through it with it. So after 3, 1, 2, 3. I.
In the office of justice of the peace for the parish of Kingston, and I will do right to all manner of people after the laws and usages of Jamaica, without fear or favor, affection or ill will. So help me God.
Okay, so that was your oath of office. Now this is going to be your oath of allegiance. And after 3, you continue. 1, 2, 3.
I do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and the laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. So help me God.
Thank you very much. You may be seated. Those who are going to affirm, can you please stand? Okay, can you just hold your right hand up? No Bible this time because you're not swearing. After 3, like manner for the first set did. After 3, 1, 2, 3 for the oath. Okay, oath of allegiance after 3, 1, 2, 3. Thank you. You may be seated.
Thank you, Honorable Custos. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, you only need to have your black ink pen in your hand as we prepare for the signing of your writs and collection of your seal and the signing of the roll. Reapply that lipstick, straighten the tie, This is your one moment in time. Only the black pen in your hand when you're coming up, please. And when you go to the Custos, hide it away quickly for your photo. You don't have the pen in your hand at the same time as your certificate. For those who joined us a little tardily, which we know is not the standard, starting with the lady in the green, we're doing it snake style to the back of the room. Justice Layton is at the back. He will direct you. You're going to that end of the room. You meet at the table there, the secretary, and she'll show you the two places you're going to sign. Thereafter, you meet the Custos in the center. Walk behind me. Colonel Murphy Price is also here. I acknowledge him, immediate past chairman as well. Please make him welcome. He'll direct you to the back of the table where JP Grace is, where you will sign the roll, collect your seals, and then you can make your way past, or to rather, the treasurers for the collection of your dues and other items. And I'm also reminding you, we asked for the link to be shared in your group. So for those who did not get the chance, this is your final opportunity to share it with your loved ones and friends so they may view the proceedings. Dr. the Honorable Stedman Arthur Ridout Fuller, member of the Order of Distinction in the rank of Commander, Justice of the Peace, Custos Rotalorum for the parish of Kingston. The names that are about to be called are those persons who, having completed the requisite number of hours of training required by law, and by their oath or affirmations here today, have declared that they are justices of the peace for the parish of Kingston. Please welcome them to our community. I now invite Mrs. Cynthia Cook, member of the Order of Distinction in the rank of Commander, educator par excellence, former principal of the Camperdown High School. Any Camperdown alumni here? Lover of athletics and mathematics, and a senior justice of the peace for the parish of Kingston, or orator for the commissioning and presentation of your commission. Please make her welcome.
Greetings, everyone. I always say where two or more are gathered together, there's a Camperdown past student there. I've never been to one of these ceremonies that I have never heard "Hi, Miss." Mr. Malik here, he says, mentor. I say, we raise him, and we grow him good. So we are proud to have him here this morning. And our guest speaker, you spoke about age. And my friend from school says I like to tell people my age. And if I do that, I must not tell them that we are classmates. I am 76 years old, and I have no problem saying that. Life is just for living. Okay, so I first of all want to make a disclaimer here. If I pronounce your name in a way that you are unaccustomed to, I beg your forgiveness. So we're going to start. Kamisha Louise Akins Isaacs. You can clap them, clap them, clap everybody. We don't want it, no discrimination. Everybody came here, did the same thing, and they're getting the certificate, and all the certificates look the same. Faith Marie Anderson. Rakian Vanessa Anderson. Tomorrow, Reed. Tomorrow, Natalie Archer Reed. Jasneth Bailey. Nicole Charmaine Bartley. Andrea Christine Bajno. Courtney Davion Berry. Calverton Orlando Lawrence Blagrove. Shanique Allison Blair. Norda Cecile Brown. Sheldon O'Brien Brian. Tongue twisters. Suzette Toshia Camille Buchanan. Rodney Alexander Boucher. Petrona Bernice Campbell. Reese David Campbell. Valerie Patricia Campbell. Mahalia Latoya Campbell Myers. Michael Joseph Card. One of mine. Kiana Shanice Chutkan. Big name that, you know. Big name that. Shernette Almarie Clark Tomlinson. Abigail Anastasia Clark. Claudette Bertilda Clark. Odvar Kurt Clooney. Anne-Marie Codner Clayton. Naomi Rose Crary. Jacqueline Antoinette Cruz. Keisha Nadine Daly. Carla Kamik Davy. Dana Cedrica de Montagnac. Aldre Clifton Dennis. Rohan Aloysius Douglas. Ithamar Roland Downer. Dania Alexis Dunstan. Angeline Camelia Edwards Wright. Luke Kumar Fong. Mario Yuan Galbert. Andre Antonio Germain Gale. Nicola Shireen German Jemison. Nicole St. Clair Graham. Aldane Timoy Graham. Shanika Tonique Grandison. Kean Natalie Green. Debbie Michelle Hall. Shevona Lenique Horton. Demar Donovan Horton. Estacia Amelia Headlam. I'm sorry, I'm accustomed to Mary and John and Cynthia and Joseph. Orin Giovanni Heslop. Kenrick Hill. Nordia Marie Jacobs Clark. Jodianne Anastasia Johnson. Morgan Jada Kelly. Oh, I missed out one. Jodianne Anastasia Johnson. Who did I missed out one? Okay. Janice Anne-Marie Jr. Familiar name here, Morgan Jada Kellier. Francis Euphema Melrose Parchment. Peter Gay Abigail Rowe. Rajiv Simon Rowe. Keshona Evoncia Salmon Ferguson. Nicola Hopal Amelia Sampson. Nikiria Fiona Smichael. Katisha Marshallie Smith. Tashay Amanda Smith. Anita Alicia Sutherland. Carlos Romeo Thomas. Nathan Anthony Thompson. Tiffany Abigail Turnbull. Mark Robert Constantine Wallen. Grace Marjorie Wellington. Elvis Christopher Wilson. Nicholas Andrew Wright. That takes me to the end of my task this morning. But as usual, I have to remind you about the little goodies we have at the back. Shirts and pins and what they call the other thing? Decals, and most important, tickets for the concert at the back. Thank you.
Thank you, Custos, and thank you, Mrs. Cook. Just double checking that we commissioned all of you. Did we miss any names by human error? Otherwise, no. All right, JP Layton, I'll give them a 2-minute wrap up. If you could give us a little musical interlude while they finish on the left side, and then I will return. 2 minutes, JP Grace. 2 minutes to wrap up that section, please. Thank you so much. The Honorable Stedman Arthur Riddle, Fulham, Member of the Order of Distinction in the rank of Commander, Justice of the Peace, Custos Rotalorum for the Parish of Kingston. This morning, on the 19th day of March in the year of our Lord, 2026, you have officially welcomed and commissioned 69 additional Justices of the Peace for the Parish of Kingston. Congratulations, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations, ladies and gentlemen. So now that you're officially Justices of the Peace, I can welcome you to the Justices of the Peace of Jamaica Kingston Association. Established in November of 2021, the JPJKA, as we call it for short, serves as the representative body of Justices of the Peace. The association was formed in line with the Ministry of Justice's mandate to have the JPJ as the recognized body representing JPs in each parish in the island of Jamaica. The board members of the association consist of a chairman, a vice chairman, secretary, treasurer, and assistants, and committee directors, all of whom are selected at our annual general meeting. And we have a number of committees and tasks that we are very excited to welcome you to join new JPs, to include but not limited to communications. We have a PR and marketing committee, the involuntary returning migrants, the diplomatic name, aka deportee processing committee, the lockup visitation committee, and I'm sure you'd have touched upon it in your training, the community outreach committee. And I find, sometimes we think this community is a repetitive committee, but we still need persons to be in the community, even though you are community leaders. The care and compassion committee, focusing on persons who are shutting, sick, birth, death, funeral, or training and social development committee, responsible for training and networking activities, or events planning committee, our court oversight committee, and also participating in the various programs that the Ministry of Justice and Constitutional Affairs has, namely child diversion, we need you. Restorative justice, we need you. And mediation, we need you. So apart from the specific committees that we have justices of the peace for the parish of Kingston, you are invited to be a part and play your part in these various activities, initiatives, and committees. So I invite you to take out your phones now. If you have your Instagram, go and find @JPJ Kingston and follow us right now on all your social media platforms, namely the Instagram or Facebook, that's JPJ Kingston as well, or YouTube page as well, so that you can keep abreast. Our Director of Communications stand again so that they can see you, Mr. Barnaby. He'll walk around with his phone shortly so that you can scan the barcode. For the not so tech savvy, all you have to do is open your camera. Wi-Fi password is on the wall so that we can add you instantly to our community so you're kept up to date with live updates. I'll ask board members to just walk the corridors again. For those persons who have yet to submit, there are 2 forms here to submit: your personal data form and the form that you have selected the committees you wish to join. Don't get excited and choose all 10, 12, because you know you're not going to do them. Focus and think about the 2 you want to join. You can also go on our website at jpjkingston.com and find out more information about the committees. So the committee paper, could you hold it up for me, that one? The committee paper, make sure your name and number is on that one, as it will be separated from your biodata paper. Just raise your hand and somebody will come in the aisles and come and pick them up from you at this time. So you should have received your seal, yes, your writ, yes, and your certificate from the Justice Training Institute, and you have a nice, lovely envelope to keep them in. I'd encourage you not to laminate your scroll or certificate, because you have to feel the seal, the broad seal. So just raise your hand, someone will come and collect them from you as soon as possible. So I remind you as well, colleagues, to be vigilant as you serve, ask questions when you are unsure. And I mentioned the public is watching, and we've given them the opportunity this morning on YouTube so they see your face and they're marking you. Your family, friends, and colleagues are watching as well. And the seal is great responsibility. Great power comes great responsibility. So we'll show you how to open it if you're nervous. And be very vigilant the first time you use it. And remember now, because your family know that your JP and your friends and colleagues are JPs, they're going to run and you're not going to be happy and lucky with the seal. Because Custos will just call you one day, and you know what that means? You're not getting it back and you'll be decommissioned. So guard it with your life, first and foremost. Don't leave it in your car unattended while you're going to pick plum or gone to the beach. Make sure you know where it is at all times. Create a register of what you sign. A register of what you sign is very critical, because years down the line you'll forget something. So have a book. You don't have to let the people sign, but you have a book for yourself to sign, and we'll discuss further of those things thereafter. Another initiative I'd like to now leave at the foot of each of you is the Kingston JP Foundation. Now, against the background of frequent cases of JPs who experience difficulties taking care of basic needs and medical care, and Custos, and I know Mrs. Cook mentioned it when they were here, the Kingston JP Foundation was established to provide for the welfare and relief for needy JPs within our chapter, with assistance in the form of a grant or soft loan. And I want you to think about it very seriously, colleagues. The foundation also provides grants such as funeral grants or bursaries to JPs or their children, or an immediate family member in need. And so each year since 2020, and I can boast because I was the COVID generation, we have been given the challenge as a commissioning group of raising no less than $100,000 to contribute to the JP Foundation as a catalyst for retooling and empowering our membership. So I'm leaving the ball in your court now, and I've marked your faces. Our treasurer is at the back. I'll give you his number as well, and I'll also be checking in with you whether you want to put on a project or raise the funds as a group collectively. No less than $100,000 is expected from your group, because I'm sure you want to say you are better than the group before. So I leave the challenge with you to think about what you want to do, and we'll give you the deadline and more details when you are part of the community to see how best you, the 2026 batch will contribute and lift the standard higher for our JPJ Foundation. Do I have your commitment? I'm not so excited, you know, me take back the seal, you know. Do I have your commitment? Yes. That sounds good. And I'll be giving you the deadline soon as to when we will be coming for you. So, you know, before she comes to bother me, if you don't come to this bookshop and know, if you never bother with email, so I will give you a little story. I remember, I think it was 2018 when the call was placed on my heart. And I put my application together and I dropped it off BC, before COVID. I remember that dark time in our lives that nobody wants to remember. And when I remember about it a year later, I'd check in and say, this lady is the consummate worker bee. The consummate wind beneath the Custos' wings. If you don't know who is Camille Brown, you're not a JP Kingston. Camille, let the people see you now, turn around and wave. That is Miss Camille Brown. She keeps us in check, keeps us on our toes, and is great support to us. And, you know, Psyche and Trim, Pinky and the Brain, there's no Camille without Talitha Wilson. The receptionist at the back there, hold up your head. Also a Justice of the Peace for the parish of Kingston, and she also works here at the Kingston Bookshop and supports greatly the office of the Custos. So we're all very grateful amidst the busy schedules that we lead to have great support in Camille and Talitha. Reminder as well, I told you about the fact that with great power comes great responsibility. If the seal is damaged, it will cost you, I won't even tell the price, plenty money. It's not an automatic replacement, yes? So guard it with your lives. I think it's somewhere between $14,000 now or somewhere about. And it's not automatically just going to come drop it off. You have to go through a process. You have to come to the office here. You can't just go to the ministry or to GG. It's a long process. Guard it zealously and jealously with your lives. Additionally, in guarding it with your lives, as I said, you take account of what you sign. And I'm sure the Office of the Custos through Camille has given you directives about when you can go about getting your identification cards. And we'll give you further and better particulars at the end before you leave this afternoon. Now, without further ado, please help me welcome for the very first time Miss Morgan Kelly, Justice of the Peace for the parish of Kingston, to give her response on your behalf.
It is said that all good things must come to an end. And what better way to say it than with the vote of thanks? The Honorable Dr. Stedman Fuller, CD, JP, Custos Rotolorum for the parish of Kingston, Mr. Malik Kelly, JP, Chairman of the Justices of the Peace of Jamaica, Kingston Association, and if I may be permitted to say, my older brother, same mother, same father, and other members of the board, Miss Paula Llewellyn, King's Counsel, guest speaker, and if I may be permitted again to say, my mentor. Representatives from the Office of the Custos of Kingston, family, friends, well-wishers, members of the media, and the reason we are all here today, the newly commissioned Justices of the Peace for the parish of Kingston. Good morning. No man, we're supposed to be excited. Good morning. Good morning. I, Morgan Jada Kelly, JP, like the sound of that, on behalf of all here present, I'm delighted to move the vote of thanks here today. But first, let me start with apologies. If my human error or otherwise I forget anyone, please do not hold it against me, and know that your contribution is no less than any other, and we thank you. I am sure we will all agree that this has been a very uplifting and inspiring event for us all, and that has set the right tone for the journey ahead. Do we agree, Justices? Yes. To our Master of Ceremonies, Mr. Malik Kelly, Chairman of the Justice of the Peace Jamaica Kingston Association, thank you, sir, for so ably guiding us through the day's proceedings and keeping us within the established time frame. We say, thank you. To Mrs. Dana Demoniac, I hope I pronounced it, Demontinac, for invoking God's presence this morning, and Mrs. Katisha Smith for the lovely entertainment. We say thank you. To our Custos, the Honorable Dr. Stedman Fuller, thank you, sir, for, firstly, being such a visionary leader. As the first citizen of the parish, you led with such excellence. Thank you for taking a chance on us and giving us the opportunity to serve our country and parish as you do. We also thank you for your words of encouragement and caution to us as we prepare to fulfill our duties, and reminding us that Justices of the Peace is not a title, but we are called to service. To our guest speaker, Ms. Paula Llewellyn, King's Counsel. And I am corrected, as I should be, Paula Vanessa Llewellyn, King's Counsel, former Director of Public Prosecutions of Jamaica. Thank you for your presence here today and your words of encouragement. They will forever be etched in our minds as we answer this call of service above self. Thank you for reminding us that it is our right, and we must do the right thing and to go through the fire, even if it may cause us discomfort. But we must always give of our best, have testicular fortitude, stick-to-itiveness, and fixity of purpose. We say thank you. A production like this, ladies and gentlemen, could not have been seamlessly executed without the mastermind of Senior JP, Dr. Paulette Francis McGregor. Please stand, my lady, and take a bow on a job well done. We also thank the board members of the Justice of the Peace of Jamaica Kingston Association for the logistical support provided for the program today. Please stand, members of the board, and be acknowledged for the decor, orating of our names, order of seating, and managing the signing of the roll and collection of seals or payment of dues. Thank you for being here today and showing us service in action. Please give them a round of applause. Now, behind the scenes, I think the person we bothered the most when trying to find out the status of our application was Miss Camille Brown, Executive Assistant to the Custos. Miss Brown, please stand and be acknowledged. Thank you for keeping us updated and following up with us on outstanding matters by fielding our calls and emails, and for your role in the execution of this commissioning today. Again, we say thank you. Now, going through a seamless training process. Lest we forget, could not have been possible without the knowledgeable fountain of wisdom emanating from our beloved trainer, the Honorable Mrs. Justice Sonia Bertram Linton, Supreme Court Judge of Jamaica. Thank you, Justice. Thank you for enhancing our wisdom as we take on this new role. To the Justice Training Institute for the provision of training materials, thank you for your continued contribution to justice. We look forward to hearing about other training opportunities to enhance our professional development as JPs. To the members of the media and Dennis Duncan streaming for the live recording of this function and capturing the photo memories of this memorable day, thank you, thank you, thank you. To our family, friends, loved ones, co-workers, prayer warriors, and well-wishers present here today in the audience and online, thank you, thank you, thank you for your continued support. Please give a round of applause to all your supporters. We know we can continue to count on you to be the wind beneath our wings and constant support as we take on this new mantle of service. And now to you, my fellow justices of the peace, commissioning is not the end. It is only the beginning. It is a public acknowledgement of the higher call of service to which we have all decided to answer. This means when the glimmer of today has faded, do not go missing or incognito like Adam in the garden hiding. JP is not a status badge we wear like in high school. It is a responsibility that we must carry out to the community. So, I encourage us all to become active members of the JPJ Kingston Association. Stay close to the Office of the Custos for opportunities to contribute to the community, but also network with other JPs, because Jamaica needs our skills, talents, and contributions to continue to be the place of choice to live, work, raise families, do business, and retire. Our country, with all its ills and challenges, to look to us to help support and be present. And I'll also add that our Governor General, His Excellency Patrick Allen, always says there's nothing wrong with Jamaica that cannot be fixed with what is right with Jamaica. And when I look in the room here today, I see all of what is right with Jamaica. Now, I may be a little biased as I chose to apply to the parish of Kingston to become a JP, because when you look at the parish of Kingston, geographically situated from Torrington Bridge down to the Palisades Strip, though the smallest parish in land size, boasts the 7th largest natural harbor in the world and is the heartbeat of culture, entertainment, business, and empowerment in the world. This parish represents, by default, excellence. And so that means we are excellence. So we must act like it and be present as we serve and grow together as Kingston JPs. Say it with me. We are excellence. Excellence. This means stay true to the ethical principles expected of this high office. Yield not to temptation. Be connected and get involved in the community. Serve and do well as we help our fellow citizens, in the words of our national pledge, by standing up for justice, brotherhood, and peace. I leave with you the words of 1 Peter 4, verse 10. Each one should use whatever gift he has received to serve others, faithfully administering God's grace in its various forms. Today, our new chapter begins. Safe travels as you depart to your various places of abode and otherwise. And shall I be of no further assistance to this session? These are my submissions. I thank you.
Thank you, JP Kellio. I was trying to avoid the fact of informing you all that we share the same mother and same father before you think it's a family business. Nevertheless, I'm sure you'll all agree there's not much left to say, but all the very best as you prepare for this new journey of service. But before we go, I remind you, of course, with great power comes great responsibility. A few housekeeping. I see that there are a few persons who have still not submitted. Wave grace at the back. Your JP information form, please make sure you leave it at the back. I see Archer Reed, Berry, Horton, Cruz, Clark, Tomlinson. Just make your way to the back before we leave so that you can have both forms submitted before you leave today. For those who are watching online or who didn't get the chance, the recording is there on our streaming platform. Dennis Duncan streaming is there, so they can watch it if they missed the event today. Remember as well, the poppy-tins are at the back that you can also take to your places of work. And JP Layton spoke about it and he'll give you more info. And there's some samples. We have shirts now at the back that you can maybe pre-order some shirts and pins if you hadn't had the opportunity. And the infamous car sticker. Now let me tell you something quickly about the car sticker. The car sticker and not, I won't even use the word decal. You see the one that Custos have on his vehicle? The law allows him to have it. So nobody get over enthusiastic and go make the big broad license plate something. That's not for you. The only persons according to the Road Traffic Act are members of the Municipal Council, MPs, and Custos Rotolorum for the parishes across the island. So we have this sticker version that we can use. And the sticker also isn't something you're going to use and hype to avoid traffic ticket and rude to the police. Humility is the underbelly of our success. So the public is watching you. We are watching you. Custos has taken a photographic image of all of you. And if you walk sideways, you just go get the call. Come to my office tomorrow, please. So don't let that work go in vain, my dear colleague justices of the peace. We look forward to welcoming you to the events. I invite our songstress, Mrs. Cook, to come and lead us into the singing of the national anthem. Thereafter, colleagues, what we'll do, don't stand yet, I'll give you a minute, is we'll take the group picture. I'll be directed by the photographer, either in groups of 2 or 3. So we'll do the left wing first. You'll all come and form behind the platform party. Thereafter, the right wing comes and joins, and the left wing goes back. So we can move as quickly as possible. Over to you, Mrs. Cook.
Please stand. Eternal Father, bless our land. Guard us with thy mighty hand. Keep us free from evil powers. Be our light through countless hours. To our leaders, great defender, grant true wisdom from above. Justice, truth be ours forever. Jamaica, land we love. Jamaica, 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 land we love. Teach us true respect for all. Stir response to duty's call. Strengthen us, the weak to cherish. Give us vision, lest we perish. Knowledge send us, Heavenly Father. Grant true wisdom from above. Justice, truth be ours forever. Jamaica, land we love. Jamaica, 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 land we love. Thank you.
All right, so we'll do the right wing first. Mr. Photographer, I'll take your lead, and then the left wing. All right? No certificate. No certificate. So just file behind, leave everything at your table or your chair, my apologies, and just file behind the platform party. The photographer will give us further and better particulars.